Hey guys, this is Lucas. Welcome to Lucas Daily. In this video, I want to talk about and debunk the myth that you can accurately control your blood sugar with insulin. When you're newly diagnosed with diabetes, your doctor will tell you that you have to change your diet, you have to change the way you exercise, but the bottom line is as long as you count your carbs and you give yourself enough insulin, you're good to go. You can have stable, normal blood sugars. And the weird thing is, this actually works. This actually really works, but only in the beginning. When you're in the early stages of your honeymoon period, you can give yourself insulin. If you mess up, if you don't quite get the right amount of carbs in your calculations, then your body can kick in and correct that, because you still have a little bit of the pancreas left. You're still producing a little bit of insulin, but as the time moves on, things get a little bit tricky because you don't have that capacity to produce more insulin. So you have to be precise, you have to do everything yourself, and you can't rely on your body to kick in and correct your errors. And when that happens, it's practically impossible to count carbs and get it right. And even if you're able to do that, even if you're very meticulous, you measured every single gram of food and knew exactly how much carbs it had, and you accounted for all of the different factors that could go into it, like cooking could deteriorate some carbs, make them a little bit different. Even if you accounted for all of that, you can't really account for the fact that different foods are going to have a different response in the body. So a plate of pasta will act differently than a glass of orange juice. So a plate of pasta will be digested over a number of hours, and if you give yourself a huge bolus, that will lower your sugar, and then you will go low. You'll have to eat a little bit to correct that, and then in an hour or two you'll go high up again because you've used that insulin early on. So and then on the other end of the spectrum with orange juice, you'll spike up immediately, and then your insulin will only catch up in the next half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, depending on the insulin you use. But even though you're able to eventually correct it after an hour or two, you still had that huge spike in blood sugar, which is immensely unhealthy. And the more of those you have, the more unhealthy you're gonna get. So with that, I'm not a doctor. I've had diabetes for 8 years, and I can tell you that this really is the only thing that you need to consider and keep in mind if you want to control your diabetes. And if you do consider that and keep that in mind, you will eat low carb, you'll stay away from all simple sugars, you'll eat very little complex carbs, and with that, you'll be able to maintain consistent sugars in the low hundreds or even below. And I really hope that, again, I'm not a doctor, go talk with your physician. That's the best way to settle this. But I really hope you listen to this advice, you take that into consideration. And if you do, I promise your diabetes will improve exponentially, and you'll be happy with how you handle the disease and how you mastered your own body. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.